Valentine's Day, guys, from Tracker and I. We got our paint going today. He had a brand new bath, so he smells good. He's all freshened up, but he doesn't have a Valentine, huh? Well, we'll be his Valentine. Everybody loves Track, huh? Everybody loves you, bud. You look handsome for everybody, huh? He sure smells good, that's for sure. So anyway, today, guys, we are going to make a nice polenta pie. I know it's a casserole, it's a pie, but you know, the weather's been kind of weird in South Carolina lately. It's been overcast and a little bit chilly, so it's like I go back into like my northern mode, and I'm like, oh, I gotta make something hot, I gotta make something comforting. So, but then the day goes on and it gets like up in the 50s, so it's like, okay. So I go back and forth, but anyway, I've been working on the cookbook, and I have some just staple recipes in there, and one of them is a shepherd's pie. It's my son's actual favorite meal of all. I don't know why. He can make anything he wants in the world, but he loves shepherd's pie. So I was trying to think, well, how could we put like an Italian spin on it? So I was thinking about all the different ways, and I came up with a polenta pie. So we're still going to do the meat on the bottom, the veggies. Drax! Good boy! And then instead of the mashed potatoes, we're going to use polenta. And that's what's going to put it over the edge and make it delicious. So I wanted to explain to people, every time in the restaurant this week I said, oh, our recipe's going to be on polenta, they're like, oh, grits? And I'm like, no, not grits. And they're like, this is the same thing. So I wanted to show you polenta it's cornmeal, but it's yellow corn. Do you see how fine this is? I'm sorry, I dropped some on your floor. This is fine ground cornmeal. And this is what you make polenta with. So it's the yellow part of the corn. Keisha's having a good time today. Okay, and this is grits. Okay, forgive me, Southerners. I know it says quick. I don't know if that's cardinal rule. But anyway, it's the only ones I could find. But these are white. So grits are white. I'm going to open to show you. I probably don't need to show you. You guys already know. But these are white. So it's white ground corn. It's like the white part of the corn. And the polenta is the yellow. I'm sure it has the same effect. And honestly, if you didn't have polenta and you wanted to use grits, you can use grits. I always say that. Make the recipe your own. So we're going to be using this today. And I love polenta. It goes with everything. Just like if you could use a grit, it would go with everything. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make our bottom layer of the pie. So it's almost like, you know, the shepherd's pie. You have the meat on the bottom. And so I brought my old bottle today from the house. Like, this is my olive oil bottle that I've had for, has to be 20 years. So I'm putting a little in the bottom of this pan. It's going to, it's a little bit hot. Your stove is incredible. And lately, guys, I've been working on a one little electric burner because the kitchen is under construction. So, okay, here is this amazing meat again that I got from my local grocery store. It's actually the veal, the pork, and the beef. And they always have it there. I'm in love with it. I wish I could get it in bulk. This way I won't have to buy 3 different ones. So whenever I see it, I just quickly buy it. So I think this is cooled down enough for me to put this in here. I didn't realize how hard that got. Yeah, it's fine. All right, we're gonna put this in. Ooh, what do you smell, Track? Now you apply it, huh? And we're gonna brown this up like we would meat for a shepherd's pie. There we go. And this cooks really quick. It's very lean meats, so they cook quick. And all you want to do is cook them until the pink is out of them. And then we're going to take them out of here and we're going to drain them. It's really easy recipe. Okay, so we're just going to season it. A little salt and a little pepper. I do have the recipe. And whenever I make a recipe and I put salt and pepper, I always put to taste. Because my mom never used salt at all. My daughter doesn't use salt. I use minimal, but then I use a lot of pepper. So it's whatever you guys want to put in. Okay, so this is already cooking down. And we're going to add a little bit of, oh, I think I forgot garlic, but we're supposed to put a couple teaspoons of garlic in. I know you probably have it in your refrigerator. Do you?
Did you leave it?
Not sure. Is it in there?
No.
Okay. Anyway, garlic, guys. Garlic goes in this. Two tablespoons of the minced garlic in the jar goes in here. And it just adds a little bit of more flavor to it. And then this is already cooking down already, as you see. So I wanted to give a shout out today to Gloria in New Jersey. I just love you, Gloria. She is amazing. It'll be like the worst of days, or I'm so busy or whatever, and I check the mail and I have a beautiful apron in there. And it's so special because she makes them herself. And they fit me absolutely perfect. Like this is attached, but it fits over my big hair, and it just fits me perfect. It's got the pockets. And I just love them. This was Valentine's. I could not wait to wear it. I actually wanted to wear it last week, but I'm like, no, I'm going to wait until Valentine's Day. So I'm really excited to wear it. So thank you, Glow. I really appreciate it. And I also appreciate everybody sending me pictures of what they make. It's exciting. It almost feels like we're like this team here cooking and making stuff together. And I just really love it. And when I sit down and I write the cookbook, I feel like everybody's involved in it, so I'm super excited about it. Okay, that's how quick this was. The pink is all gone out of it. And I'm going to put it in on another plate. So let me just put one of your plates here, Abs. On this side, yeah. So we're going to take it out, and we're going to just let it drain a little bit over here. There's really not much to drain with this. It's very, very lean meat. I'm just going to take it out and put it on this plate because we're going to use this same pan now, and we're going to saute up some veggies in here. And I just want to keep like that little bit of juice in there for the veggies. And we're going to put that on there. I'm going to put this back, and I'm going to put all these in. So, amazingly enough, I have to chop these at home today on this little tiny cutting board that I had. I found it in the storage. So I took it out and my knife, and I cut these on my kitchen table, which I had this much space. But you'd be amazed what you can do. So I want to just go ahead and I want to put in like 2 tablespoons of butter because I love butter with my sauteed vegetables. I just think it adds flavor and it gives them this nice creaminess. So we're going to, what I did was I cut up the peppers. And these really do take like the longest to cook. So we'll put these in. Actually the onions as well. And so I was trying to think like in a shepherd's pie, you basically have, Trax, what are you eating? Don't eat an onion. You don't want that. There. You basically have the meat on the bottom, and then you have the vegetables next, which is basically, I think, peas, carrots, and things like that. That's what you put in a shepherd's pie. That's what I put in a shepherd's pie anyway. Could be wrong. Actually, I think I make a cottage pie, not a shepherd's pie. So I just tried to go and think what would be good vegetables, like Italian vegetables here. And this is what I came up with, like peppers and onions, are very classic in a lot of Italian dishes. But if you don't like the peppers and onions, you can certainly switch them out. Like I have carrots here that I'm putting in. You could probably put peas back in if you wanted to. The mushrooms I'm going to add in because they add like a nice thick consistency when they're cooked. A lot of people can't have those, so you can play around with any vegetable that you want to. Of course, you could put spinach in it, you could put asparagus, but everything has to be sauteed and cooked in that second layer. So we have the meat layer, then we're going to have the veggie layer, and then we're going to have the polenta. And we're actually going to put mozzarella cheese in ours because that's going to put it over the top. Okay, so these are sauteing up really good, and I'm going to season as I go. So I already seasoned my meat. Now I'm just going to season my veggies. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the mushrooms in. Everything's going to get done all at once now. And the carrots. So here we go. Okay. So these look good. I don't like green peppers. I don't like the flavor of them. If you do, you could add those again. You know, I like them in a sausage and pepper sandwich, but that's about it. The rest of the time, even at the restaurant, we use sweet peppers. So So I'm going to get the water going for the polenta. I'm going to show you how to do that. At the restaurant this weekend, it's going to be very, very busy. It's one of my favorite holidays. We are busy. It's a long weekend, and it's actually Valentine's Day is Sunday, which we are closed, and we're going to stay closed. We're going to just make up our Valentines on Saturday and Friday. We have a lot of reservations tonight as well. So we're pretty excited about it. We have really nice specials. So I hope everybody has a wonderful Valentine's Day. If you wanted to add spices to this right now, you could. If you wanted to add oregano, you could, or basil, of course, rosemary, thyme. Any of those are super, super tasty in here. So you can add those. Chuck wore himself out, huh?
Yep.
I wanted to check. We have that casserole going in here. So I wanted to just check. Ooh, yeah. Let me just see if this is... Chuck, I don't want to burn your little butt there. So move it in a little bit more. I already have one going, guys, because, you know, I wasn't sure if this one would be able to be done in time, so I always like to show you the finished product. And it was a little bit difficult just, you know, because I don't have the kitchen at home, and I don't want to come here at 10 in the morning and bother her enough. So, okay, so while these are cooking, I'm going to show you how to make the polenta. It's really super quick. So we have a nice deep pot here. We're going to put it on a medium-high speed. So the rule of thumb for polenta is for every cup, you need 4 cups of liquid. So if you're going to do 2 cups of polenta, you need 8 cups of liquid. So a little bit of math, but easy. We're going to today, I'm going to adjust the recipe because it actually calls for 2 cups of polenta, but this dish is a little bit smaller than a big 9 by 13 casserole. So I'm not going to make all that polenta. So I'm going to start with the 2 cups of water, and I'm going to put that in. And now I'm going to switch up, and I'm going to make it creamy, and I'm going to use heavy cream. I feel this is the key in polenta. It makes it so rich and just so velvety. Of course, if you don't want to have this, you don't have to. We all know heavy cream is not everybody's friend. But if you're going to eat a meal like this, you might as well go all out. So now we're going to add the 2 cups of heavy cream. There we go. Let me just kind of scrape this out. All right, and that's going to get going. And like I said, we're going to use 1 thing of polenta, 1 cup for this one. The original recipe, when I wrote it, it calls for 2 because it would be a 9 by 13 casserole. But this is a little smaller, so we don't need all that. These are really getting soft now and sweating down. And the minute you add the salt to them, it kind of gets that way. If you wanted to add a little spinach in there for color, that would probably be really pretty. Okay, so now, once the water gets going, this is the key to making polenta, is a whisk or a wooden spoon. But the whisk works really good because they're fine granules, and you want to be able to stir them all, incorporate them all. We're going to add a little salt to this as well because it really has no flavoring. It's like a corn flavoring. All right, we're just going to keep an eye on these. And we just want to wait for them. The peppers are the ones that take the longest. And the smaller that you cut them, the quicker they will cook. And so these are getting down there really quick. And as soon as they are, we're going to start to layer our casserole. So we have the heat on here. And I'm going to get a cup of polenta now. And let me see if I can pour it out of this bag. We took this from the restaurant, so I'm not sure how somebody may have opened it. See how nice and fine it comes out? Who would think that a corn plant makes such delicious food? Oops. Okay, so we have our cup of polenta. I'm not sure if it works the same way with grits. I've never made them. And I'm gently going to pour them in and start whisking as I go because you don't want it to sit because that's when the lumps come in. And so we're just going to whisk, whisk, whisk. And we're going to stir, stir, stir. All right. Keep whisking this. We have our cream, heavy cream in here. We have our, you can feel it already getting thicker. So I don't know if any of you knew, like the word for Valentine's in Italian is San Valentino. So if you wanted to wish somebody happy Valentine's Day in Italian, you would say Buon San Valentino. I was thinking about having my hostess say that to people, but I'm not sure that she would want to do that. Might be a little bit too hard for her. Okay, so we got our grits going, and we have our vegetables all sauteed up here. So we can add, now what we're going to do with these, we're going to add a little bit of marinara sauce to these. And this is a meat cheese marinara sauce. You can use any marinara sauce you want. Jarred sauce is absolutely fine. We're just going to add it's going to come out to be a half of a cup. So we're going to add these in. And what it's going to do, it's going to cook with the vegetables, and it's going to kind of bind them together so that that second layer isn't just like these vegetables sitting there. So we've got this going. Almost looks like you could put chicken in here and make cacciatore, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, this is actually the mix for cacciatore, which means hunter stew. Okay, so our polenta is starting to boil, and we're just going to continue to whisk it here around, make sure it doesn't stick. It's thickening up. We've got a couple things going here. Okay, so now that we have the marinara in here, and this is all done, we're going to take this out of this pan, because this is done, and we're going to put it on this plate right here. There we go. We're going to put them on here, because we're going to start to layer the polenta pie. And what I'm going to do, we're going to take our meat and put it in here. And we're going to put a little, we're going to heat it up, and we're going to put a little bit of marinara in this as well. So this is also probably going to be half a cup in here. And this is store-bought sauce. Mine is homemade, but you can have store-bought sauce if you want to make it easier. We're just going to mix this around, and then we're going to whisk here. See, we're multitasking, guys. But this dish is so good. I want to take it out of the oven, Abs. You want to know why? It's going to be too hot. It's going to be too hot for us to eat it.
Oh, my tongue was burnt for like 4 days.
Come
and
on,
that's
man.
like the worst feeling.
That really was hot. Those shells were hot.
Yeah, man.
Even for me, they were hot, those shells. But yeah, we'll take it out this way. We'll be able to bite into it. I know, I always do that. Oh my goodness.
I have things.
Huh? What do you have? Oh, you have beautiful pot holders. I know.
Well, it just looks like it's too thin.
Oops.
Wow.
I know. This is why I use a dish towel. All right. Look at this. Woo! Does that look good? My gosh, I'm ready to eat that. Let's turn this off. We're going to remember today. Okay, our polenta is thickening up here. It's getting that consistency, that thick consistency. I am going to turn it down a little bit. See how it's nice and thick. Okay, so what we're going to do here now is we're going to take our casserole and we're going to start to layer. So we're going to take our meat and we're going to put it in the bottom of this pan. And we're going to spread it out and make a flat layer. Let me put this in the sink for you. Guys, I got to tell in my new kitchen, I'm actually getting a dishwasher. I know you guys are probably like, big deal, Jen, but let's check this. They are definitely ready. Splattering all over. Okay, so our polenta is ready. Look how thick and creamy it got. God, I could eat a bowl of this now. I'm gonna put it just off the heat. And the next layer we're gonna do now is our vegetables. So we're gonna put these on the top as well. We're gonna spread this out on the top. Look how easy this is. All right. And then we're going to put, the next layer we're going to put is shredded mozzarella. You could put it on the top, but I think it works taller than me. Better not be my husband.
No.
Okay. All right, so we're going to put this on the third layer, and it's going to give it like a nice cheesy layer in between. Okay, and then last but not least, we're going to put the polenta on. All righty. Can't wait to taste this. God, these look good. Okay, so we're just gonna spoon them on the top. Look how good these came out. Look how creamy they are. And I give all the credit to the heavy cream. If by chance you had a bad ratio, like just say maybe you put in too much grits and it was thick, you could add more water to it, and that would definitely take care of that. And we're just going to spread these all over the top, like this would be your mashed potato layer. And as this bakes, these are going to get this crusty top on it. And it is delicious. Okay. I'm going to put that over there. And for the last finishing touches on it, I'm just going to sprinkle it with Parmesan cheese because that will give it another added layer of flavor. And it will give it help on the, on the crust there. So that was really easy, wasn't it, guys? Look at this beautiful polenta pie. I'm gonna put it in the oven. It's a 350-degree oven, and it cooks for about 20-25 minutes too. Because remember, everything's cooked through. We are just heating it. Okay, now you and I can taste it. So excited. Alright, we're gonna get like a serving, like a big tablespoon here. Yep. And you'll need, probably a fork. Okay, here we go. Just exactly like you would shepherd's pie. You just dive right in here. If you, look at that. If you wanted to, oh my goodness, look at the cheese. See that layer of cheese that came through? It's still gonna be hot, sweetie. Okay. Ooh, look at that pull. You ready? I'm gonna get one of my spoons over here. Oh, I got a fork. Guys, try this polenta pie. It is so good. Here, I'll help you.
Oh, there. Thank you. Oops. All right, there we go.
Here we go. Track.
I know, I'm dropping everything. Oh, shoot.
All right, I wanted to make sure I got cheese and polenta. It's very hot. Be very careful. I don't want you to burn your throat for 4 days again. She came into work.
Oh my gosh, I just dropped on his head.
She came into work the next day and she's like, my throat is burning for 4 days.
Yeah, man. I love the peppers in it. It gives it such a nice, like, juicy flavor.
It does, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
This is comfort food at its finest. You got polenta on your head.
I know.
This is comfort food at its finest, guys. This is, I know you might have thought this was a lot of steps. It's really not. It's meat, it's veggies, it's polenta, it's layering it together.
Right, it's the basics.
Right, it's so simple. And if you don't have the peppers and mushrooms and onions, use whatever you have. This is super, super good. It's great on a day like today. It's nasty out, but it's Valentine's Day. And we love you guys. So you guys have a wonderful weekend. Right, Track? Track, say that's a woody. Say that's a woody. No. Bye, guys.